Welcome to Salzburg, Austria, a city where every corner feels like a scene from a fairy tale. It's a place where history, music, and stunning landscapes collide to create an atmosphere unlike anywhere else in the world. As we take you through this captivating city, from its narrow cobblestone streets to its breathtaking views, you'll see why Salzburg isn't just a destination, it's an experience. Imagine walking through Salzburg's Old Town, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, where centuries-old buildings tower above you, each with a story etched into its stone. You're surrounded by Baroque architecture, from towering cathedrals to elegant palaces. The Salzburg Cathedral, with its twin spires and grand dome, dominates the skyline, while the Hohensalzburg Fortress looms above, a medieval giant guarding the city for nearly 1,000 years. Every step feels like you're walking through history. But Salzburg isn't just about ancient buildings. This is Mozart's city, the birthplace of one of the world's greatest composers. The influence of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart is everywhere. Imagine standing in front of the house where he was born, now a museum filled with relics from his life, his first violin, his compositions, even portraits that capture his genius. Mozart's spirit lives on in Salzburg, and every year, musicians and music lovers from around the world flock here for the Salzburg Festival, a celebration of opera, theater, and classical music. It's a city that doesn't just honor its past, it lives it every day. And if the music doesn't sweep you away, the landscape will. Salzburg is a city framed by nature, with the Alps rising dramatically in the distance. From nearly any point in the city, you can catch a view of those jagged peaks, snow-capped and majestic. And just beyond the city, there's a world of outdoor adventure waiting. Imagine yourself hiking in the mountains, skiing in the winter, or simply breathing in the fresh alpine air. It's a paradise for nature lovers, yet it's all within arm's reach of this historic city center. For movie lovers, Salzburg holds an extra surprise. Remember The Sound of Music? This is where it was filmed. Fans from around the world come to Salzburg to follow in the footsteps of Maria and the Von Trapp family, exploring sites from the movie like the Mirabell Gardens and the Leopoldskron Palace. It's like stepping into the scenes of one of the world's most beloved films. But let's not forget the food. Salzburg's culinary scene is rich and unforgettable, blending Austrian tradition with a modern flair. Imagine tasting Salzburger Knockerl, a light and fluffy soufflé dusted with powdered sugar. One bite, and you'll see why it's a favorite. And there's the Mozartkugel, a chocolate treat with layers of marzipan and pistachio that has become a symbol of Salzburg. Each dish is like a piece of art, crafted with care and bursting with flavor. As the sun sets over Salzburg, the city transforms. The lights of the old town begin to glow, casting a warm light over the Salzach River. The fortress on the hill lights up, watching over the city as it has for centuries. And in that moment, you realize that Salzburg is more than just a place on a map. It's a city that captivates, inspires, and leaves you with memories that will last a lifetime. So join us as we explore Salzburg, uncovering its secrets, soaking in its beauty, and experiencing the magic that makes it one of the most enchanting cities in the world. As you wander deeper into Salzburg's charm, let's dive into its fascinating history, a story that goes far beyond Mozart and castles. Salzburg's name literally means salt fortress, and this city has built its wealth and power on a hidden treasure, salt. Known as white gold in ancient times, salt was once one of the most valuable resources in Europe. The salt mines around Salzburg, especially in nearby Hallein, have been a major economic force since the Iron Age. Imagine a time when salt was more precious than gold, traded across continents, and controlled by powerful bishops who turned Salzburg into a thriving trade hub. These bishops weren't just religious leaders, they were political powerhouses, ruling over Salzburg with authority and vision. They transformed the city, commissioning grand cathedrals, monasteries, and palaces, shaping Salzburg's skyline into the Baroque masterpiece it is today. Walking through the old town, you're not just seeing beautiful architecture, you're witnessing centuries of history, ambition, and cultural achievement. The residence palace and the intricate frescoes that adorn its rooms tell tales of power and prestige. It's like stepping back into a time when Salzburg was a city-state, fiercely independent and rich beyond measure. And then, of course, there's the iconic Hohensalzburg Fortress, which stands as a silent witness to it all. Built in 1077, this fortress is one of the largest and best-preserved medieval castles in Europe. Standing on its ramparts, you can look down at the city and imagine the lives of those who defended it, who sought refuge within its walls, and who watched over Salzburg from this vantage point. The fortress has never been taken by force, a testament to its imposing strength. Walking through its narrow corridors and ancient rooms, you can feel the weight of history pressing in, reminding you that this isn't just a relic, it's a monument to Salzburg's resilience and determination. But Salzburg isn't just a city of the past. This is a place that thrives on creativity, a place where art and innovation are always part of the scene. Beyond the classical concerts and Baroque architecture, there's a vibrant modern culture here. You'll find cutting-edge art galleries, contemporary theaters, and a nightlife that pulses with energy. The Hangar 7, for example, is an architectural marvel filled with historic airplanes, Formula One race cars, and a collection of contemporary art that contrasts sharply with Salzburg's traditional image. It's a place that embodies the modern face of Salzburg, showing how the city embraces the future while respecting its storied past. And for those with a love of nature, Salzburg is the gateway to a world of wonder. Just a short drive from the city center, you'll find yourself surrounded by lakes, mountains, and lush green valleys. Take a trip to the Salzkammergut, a region of stunning lakes and idyllic villages, where you can explore the crystal-clear waters of Lake Wolfgang, Hallstatt, or Fuschl. Each lake is a masterpiece in itself, reflecting the towering mountains and offering endless possibilities for outdoor activities, from kayaking to hiking to simply enjoying a quiet moment by the water. In winter, Salzburg becomes a wonderland. Imagine snow-covered streets, festive lights, and the aroma of roasted chestnuts filling the air. The Christmas markets here are legendary, with stalls selling handmade crafts, delicious treats, and of course, hot mulled wine. The atmosphere is magical, like stepping into a holiday postcard. And just beyond the city, the Alps offer some of Europe's best skiing and snowboarding. For winter sports enthusiasts, Salzburg is a paradise, combining the thrill of the slopes with the cozy charm of Austrian mountain towns. The people of Salzburg have a deep connection to their traditions, but they're also warm, welcoming, and proud to share their city with the world. You'll find that they're passionate about preserving their culture, whether it's through music, art, or even the culinary traditions that have been passed down for generations. Each festival, each local delicacy, and each historic building is a testament to the love they have for their city. And that's what makes Salzburg feel so alive. It's a place that's not just beautiful to look at, but rich in spirit, where history, nature, and culture blend seamlessly into a city that's truly one of a kind. Stay with us as we uncover even more of Salzburg's hidden gems, from secret alleys to breathtaking viewpoints, and discover what makes this city a true jewel of Europe. Whether you're here for the history, the music, the food, or the adventure, Salzburg has something for everyone. This journey is just beginning, and there's so much more to explore. As the journey through Salzburg continues, let's dive into one of the city's most fascinating stories, the tale of St. Peter's Abbey, one of the oldest monasteries in the German-speaking world, founded in 696. Imagine monks walking through these ancient halls for over 1,300 years, preserving knowledge, culture, and spirituality through countless generations. This abbey is not only a place of worship, but a cornerstone of Salzburg's history. Its library holds manuscripts that date back hundreds of years, each page telling a story of the past, carefully preserved through centuries of change. And right next to the abbey lies St. Peter's Cemetery, one of the most beautiful and serene spots in Salzburg. It's not just any cemetery, it's a sacred place where some of Salzburg's most influential figures rest. Tombstones are adorned with flowers, intricate wrought iron details, and centuries-old carvings. The cemetery even inspired the iconic catacombs in The Sound of Music. It's a place where history, peace, and natural beauty converge, offering a quiet moment of reflection amid the city's vibrant life. Let's not forget the Mirabell Palace and Gardens, a dreamlike location filled with blooming flowers, elaborate sculptures, and perfectly manicured hedges. The palace itself, with its grand halls and historic rooms, is a masterpiece of Baroque architecture. The Marble Hall, once used by the Prince Archbishops, is today one of the most beautiful wedding halls in the world. You may recognize these gardens from scenes in The Sound of Music, where Maria and the children sang Do Re Mi. But even without the Hollywood fame, the Mirabell Gardens are a place that makes you feel like royalty, surrounded by art, beauty, and the timeless charm of Salzburg. Now, for something a little more modern. Salzburg's Getreidegasse, the city's main shopping street, is a blend of historic charm and contemporary flair. Imagine strolling down this narrow, bustling street, lined with wrought iron signs that hang above each shop. Whether it's a traditional bakery, a high-end fashion boutique, or a local artisan store. The buildings here date back centuries, their facades painted in warm pastel colors with intricately designed windows and doors. It's a street that feels like stepping into the past, but with all the energy and vibrancy of the present. One of the most interesting things about Getreidegasse is that Mozart's birthplace is right here. In a modest yellow building at number 9, Mozart's family lived in a small apartment where he spent the first years of his life. Today, this building is a museum, where visitors can see Mozart's childhood violin, letters he wrote, and other personal items that give a glimpse into the life of this musical genius. Standing there, you can almost imagine the young Mozart playing his first notes, unaware of the legacy he would one day leave behind. For those with a taste for the unique, Salzburg also has its share of quirky spots. One such place is the Augustiner Bräu, a monastery brewery founded in 1621. Imagine sitting in a large beer hall, surrounded by locals and visitors alike, drinking beer brewed by monks using age-old recipes. The beer is served in stoneware mugs, poured straight from wooden barrels. The atmosphere is lively, with the sound of clinking mugs and laughter filling the air. This isn't just a place to drink, it's an experience, a taste of Salzburg's centuries-old brewing tradition, and a way to truly connect with the local culture. But Salzburg doesn't rest on its traditions alone. This city has a thriving art scene, with galleries and museums that showcase both historical and contemporary art. The Museum der Moderne, perched on the Monksberg Cliff, offers not only an impressive collection of modern art, but also panoramic views of the city below. Imagine standing on the museum's terrace, looking out over Salzburg's red rooftops, church spires, and the Salzach River winding through it all. It's a place where art and nature meet, giving you a perspective on Salzburg that's both inspiring and unforgettable. And then there's Salzburg's cultural heartbeat, the Salzburg Festival. This isn't just any festival. It's one of the most prestigious classical music and theater festivals in the world. Every summer, Salzburg transforms into a stage, with performances of opera, drama, and orchestral music in venues across the city, from grand theaters to open-air stages. Picture yourself sitting in an ancient courtyard, listening to Mozart's music under the stars, surrounded by people from all over the world who've come to celebrate the magic of Salzburg's artistic legacy. The festival was founded in 1920, and it's been an essential part of Salzburg's identity ever since. It's a time when the entire city comes alive, filled with the sound of violins, the power of operatic voices, and the thrill of theater. For anyone who loves the arts, the Salzburg Festival is a bucket list experience, a chance to see world-class performances in one of the world's most beautiful settings. Salzburg's story is one of contrasts, where ancient meets modern nature meets city, and history meets innovation. It's a city that respects its past while embracing its future, where every alley, every square, and every building has a story to tell. And while we've covered so much, there's always more to discover. Whether it's an off-the-beaten-path viewpoint, a hidden cafe, or a conversation with a local, Salzburg has a way of surprising you, making each visit feel like the first time. So, if you've ever dreamt of a place where history and culture are as rich as the landscapes, where music fills the air, and where each moment feels like it's part of a grand story, then Salzburg is waiting for you. Pack your curiosity, bring your sense of wonder, and let Salzburg show you why it's one of the world's most enchanting cities.